Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachahakodash. Double honors to my apostles, the great millstone. Peace and salutation to the hopeful members of the elect, the B'chorim, the house of David, that's been preordained, predestined to get delivered in these lasting times, and to be the ruling governing body of the nation, Yashallah. I want to go into this article, that beloved Akia posted, the beloved brother Matanah posted in the group chat. And the title says, "The banking crisis gets worse. 1.7 trillion in unrealized losses loom as U.S. banks rapidly bleed deposits." So you have this financial system that's crumbling on purpose because these elites, they have an agenda. You hear of talks of the Fed now, which that's going to correlate with the CBDC. Everything's going to be tracked. But they want a new system, the Great Reset, which it's all going to tie into the MOTB, all right, that tracking device that's going to be implanted under your skin, okay, to see it. But they're doing things gradually by attacking or sabotaging their own financial system. You see all these train derailments and food corporations catching on fire, different type of other corporations somehow mysteriously catching on fire, which it's all going to affect the economy, okay? These talks of AI is going to take over people's jobs, so a lot of people are going to be jobless, you see. But they're doing this on purpose to sabotage their own financial system. So it says, if our banking system can't find a way to turn things around, our entire economy will soon be in a world of hurt. Another example, the pandemic, which halted everything in that time period. It stopped the whole world, shut down the whole world, and that was a major sabotage. All right, a major blow to the worldwide economy. Okay, because it's going to be a worldwide event, with this Great Reset. Okay, so it says our entire economy will soon be in a world of hurt. When banks get into trouble, they start getting really tight with their money. That means fewer mortgages, fewer commercial real estate loans, fewer auto loans, and fewer credit cards being issued. So it should greatly concern all of us that U.S. banks are bleeding deposits at an absolutely staggering pace right now. During the week ending March 15th, $98.4 billion was pulled out of U.S. banks. That was really bad. But we just learned that things got even worse the next week. During the week ending March 22nd, $126 billion was pulled out of U.S. banks. See, so these financial systems are crumbling. Okay, and again, it's all done on purpose. Revelation, the 13th chapter, verse 16, that has to come in, has to be set up. Okay, the charagma. You see, the Great Reset you keep hearing about, the universal basic income, the CBDC. Everything's going to be digitalized. Everything's going to be tracked. Everything's going to be controlled. All right. They're going to give you how much they want to give you. What you buy, it's going to be seen. Okay. If they even allow that, because this devil, man. All right. Because I remember a brother was going into it. Actually, the elder, Yeshawamba. All right. He was going into it on the Great Reset and how they were breaking it down. And it's crazy, the whole carbon tracking, but it's like an allowance. You'll get this much to buy this much of food for the week. It's bizarre, man, but that's the times we are living in. And this devil, Esau Edom, is in control. All right. He is the wicked. So it's expected of him to do this. You see, that's how you know we're at the very end. Okay. Continuing on, it says depositors drained another 126 billion from U.S. banks during the week ending March 22nd. According to new Federal Reserve data, this time the outflow came from the nation's largest institutions. But this banking crisis did not begin in March, as many have been led to believe. Over the past year, well over $1 trillion has been pulled out of the U.S. banks, and this has created a tremendous amount of financial stress. The challenge the deposit outflows create for all banks is that if they raise rates on their deposits to keep customers, that can make them less profitable. But if they lose too many customers, as Silicon Valley Bank did, they give up critical funding and may have to sell assets at a loss to cover withdrawals. Silicon Valley Bank customers withdrew 42 billion in one day, leaving the bank with a negative cash balance of 958 million. When lots of depositors start pulling their money out, banks can be forced to sell assets in order to have enough cash, right? And then, you have these crypto boys thinking that's going to be the next wave. No, that's going to be attacked as well, because it was two banks that got that got sabotaged. All right, just like Silicon Valley, it was a few other banks, but two. I remember Dabu going into it, which I subscribe to his channel, Dabu77. All right, gives out great information. He goes in. All right, but he said two specific banks. I forgot which ones, but they're tied in. They're tied into cryptocurrency, to Bitcoin, and they were sabotaged. So yeah, Bitcoin is not going to be the new next wave. No. All right, it's going to be here for a moment, but now you got the Fed now. It's all tied into CBDC, and then right there, the MOTB, all right, that tracking device, which is going to be mandated. Okay, it's all going to correlate with each other. It says, unfortunately, U.S. banks are sitting on a giant mountain of unrealized losses right now. Previously, it was being reported that U.S. banks are facing unrealized losses of 620 billions. It's like it. Let me read that again. It says U.S. banks are facing unrealized losses of $620 billion on the bonds that they are holding due to rapidly rising interest rates. But now we are being told that it is actually $780 billion. And when you throw in unrealized losses on their loan portfolios, the unrealized losses that our banks are facing come to a grand total of somewhere around $1.7 trillion. It says a study released on March 13th took a deeper look at the unrealized losses banks were likely holding. The study found that actual losses to bank security holdings were 780 billion, not 620 billion, as estimated by the FDIC. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here. All right, the article. I can post it in the description or the comment. But yeah, man, these financial systems are crumbling. They're falling apart very fast too. All right, it's all prophecy. Okay, Revelation 13 chapter that has to come in. It's the verse 16 all the way down, or the MOTB, the C hip, that has to come in. Okay, but let's get Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 7. It's lucky, if I'm kind of fumbling over my words. I didn't really get that much sleep last night, but that's neither here or there. But it says Habakkuk 2 verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his? Right. That's Esau Edom. Okay. And he has robbed and lied his way to where he is now. All right. Ruling everything. But it was prophecy, it was his blessing. He had the blessing of the sword. It says, "How long?" And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. The Hebrew word is abayit, which means debt. All right. So he's lading himself with thick clay with debt. Okay. And you're seeing the financial system crumbling, not just in America, but worldwide. Okay. You're seeing different countries that are backing away from the US dollar, and they're going with the yuan, the Chinese currency. Okay, you have the BRICS, Russia, China, Iran, okay, and so on. But they're all making an alliance with each other. Saudi Arabia, for example, as well, because the US dollar, is backed up by the petrol. But now Saudi Arabia, they're going to deal with the Chinese currency, the yuan, okay? So this is a major blow to the US economy. All right, and again, it's all being done on purpose. You have something called the Hegelian dialect, right? And the Hegelian dialect is problem, reaction, solution. Okay, so we're seeing the problem, and then the reaction is going to be, these financial systems crumbling. All right, uh, man, it's gonna be wild out here actually. Different riots. Okay, and the solution is going to be what? The solution is going to be that MOTB. Okay, that tracking device. That's what these elites are going to come with. Okay, so Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. All right, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash, the honor some other apostles, a great millstone, and peace and salutation to the hopeful members of the elect. With that, Shalom.